Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let's Program with Santir. I'm Santir, and today, I want to give you a little bit of update. I checked the save and archive stuff briefly. It looks like it's working. I'll find out with like more information. Excuse me, more categories and stuff, whether or not it's actually properly working. I did find that the archive thing needed to let me know when it was done, so I added this. I'm not going to add one to save because that would be kind of annoying. Plus, it auto saves like really easily and stuff, so that's not a huge concern. But the archiving process absolutely wanted this a command line just to let me know it was finished. It's not a huge deal, but it's one of those things where it's like it doesn't need to tell me, but boy, as a user, I want the confirmation that it's done. So that is something that I added. So I wanted everyone to be aware of that. Now today, what I'm considering, because I don't need this open anymore. I don't really need. No, well, I don't need this open either. I don't need this open anymore, and I definitely don't need that open anymore either. What I'm strongly considering right now is what do I want to kind of proceed with? There are a couple of different options. So one of the things that I've been strongly considering is adding a delete categories option over here. So that's something that I might consider doing. It's something that I need to do. So delete categories. I might as well go ahead and like get some stuff prepared for that. The other thing that I'm considering doing is figuring out how I want to approach the search view. It's very likely that what I'll want to do with the search view is going to actually expand quite easily with the business right here. With the task modules, because one of the things I'm going to want to be able to do is like search for tasks with specific task modules. So I'm considering stuff that way. Right now, let's just go ahead and add this form that I need. Windows form right there, and this is going to be delete categories form. And I will worry about the icon later. I'm going to go ahead and leave the sort of control box and resizing stuff there. I'm just going to replace that text with something useful. And what I'm going to add, let's see. So the things I definitely know that I need here, I'm going to need a delete button. I don't know why I want it to be on E, but I really do, so it's going to be. So when you click this button, that's when it's going to delete stuff. If you just close it with this up here, it won't. I might get rid of minimize and maximize, though. Where's my minimize? Minimize. Box. False. Maximize box. False. Get rid of those, just leave an X. If you want to close it, you can just click the close there. I could add a cancel button as well, and I think I'm going to just to be thorough. Cancel button. Good old cancel. Cancel button. But this is going to let's see. Let's just main oh no. Delete categories form DCF equals new. What the heck am I typing? And then DCF.show dialog. There should not be a 0. Wow, okay, I am super flubbing my typing. I do not know why. Okay, so the way that I think I'm going to set this up is I think I'm going to set up a checked list box like so. fill this window. Basically, let's doc. See, it doesn't have anchor. Anchor? Yeah, anchor. What does that do to it? That doesn't. I don't know. Anchor is one of those things where it's like, this does something. I'm not just not quite sure what. So delete and cancel. I'm going to put down here. And then this is going to be deletable categories. We're going to do something extremely unsurprising right there. So, okay. This is just going to dialog result equals cancel close. Actually, I'm just going to set the dialog result to cancel by default. So we're just starting with a cancel. And then if you actually click delete, then this is probably going to do dialog result.ok and return. Because return, not return, close. And this should be dialog result equals. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It tricked me. So what I'm then going to need to do is I'm going to need to process what my deletable categories are. I also want to set up resizing functionality. So resize end. Let's see. Int horizontal equals cancel button dot left minus delete button dot left. Wait, no, that doesn't matter. They're just going to move up and down. They are literally just going to move up and down. So actually what I want is delete button dot top equals cancel button dot top equals client size dot height minus delete button dot left. And then deletable categories dot width equals client size minus 2 times deletable categories dot left. And this needs to read dot width because I'm silly. And then deletable categories dot height equals sure can't delete button dot top minus 2 times deletable categories dot top. There we go. That should resize stuff the way that I want it to be resized. Now the big important thing that I need to do is for each category cat in categories dot all categories if cat dot tasks dot count is equal to 0 for whatever reason, then it becomes eligible. So I'm actually going to set up a class here. And this is just going to be a category index link. Actually, this is just going to be a struct. Not a string, a struct. I don't tend to like structs because they are a value type and not a reference type, which is a very significant difference. Things like points and sizes and stuff. Basically, if you have it like a container that has them in it, you can't just like get it out. You have to like reassign into it and take it. I find structs to be a lot more of a hassle to deal with, but in this case, I think it's probably going to be able to do all that I care about. So I need to override toString. I need to have a public category. Actually, you know what? I don't need this. I don't need this. I really just don't need this. Because all I need to do is go deletable categories.items.add. Oh, no, I do need it. I do need it. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do something that I probably should have done a while ago because it's very, 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 very clear to me that .toString on a category is not especially useful. I'm going to just take this. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to return toString. Otherwise, return name. Because what's become abundantly clear to me is that more often than not, that is what I want, not this. So I'm going to be honest about it. Okay, add to the category. And that's all I need to do for that part. Add the categories to delete. Okay. So okay, so what I think I'm going to need to do is when you click this, I need to be able to I'm going to have a list right here. List categories to delete. This is going to be a public list. I'm going to set it to null. And then why are you internal? Not interface. Internal. Interfaces are useful, but I don't tend to use them very much because I might. So I'm probably going to use them for or at least I could have a cause to use one for something that I'm going to be setting up soon in task modules. But I might just use an abstract class. It's kind of arbitrary in that regard. But we'll see what I choose to do that in that way. I might just use an interface there, in part just to show using an interface. They're kind of like a class that just defines methods, basically. Yeah. Okay, so when you click on this, what it also needs to do is it needs to do for int I equals 0, I is less than deletable categories.items.count. I categories. So if checked. No, I just need to go through all the checked indices. Actually, all the checked items. Okay, here, let me think about how I'm approaching this. For each, let's get rid of this. If business for each object, and I believe those are objects. Categories to delete dot add category obj. I think that should work. Also, I need to say categories to delete equals new list category. Okay. Round up the categories to actually delete. All right. So what I want to do over here is if this has a result of okay, then we can kind of clear stuff out. This is where things get really ugly, though. So What I need to do is, first of all, I know that the category view control is going to need to add a purge, basically. So I'm gonna add a thing to it. You know what? I'm gonna do it up this way underneath select task. Void purge contents. So this is gonna, I mean, category nodes dot clear category list dot item dot nodes dot clear. That should purge the contents. Deletes all contained category information. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is main window is going to need to, okay, if you say yes to this, one thing it's going to need to do is category view control dot purge contents, and for each category cat in category dot all categories, category view control dot add category. This is just going to need to like straight purge everything. So the next thing that I'm going to need to do is I'm just going to need to go category dot all categories dot remove all remove. So for each category to purge in dcf.categories to delete, remove to purge. It's a good idea to put these around stuff. It's not strictly necessary for one-line things, but doing this is just kind of a bit of safety. Refresh the list of categories in the category view control. Something else actually that I should add right here is before I do that, I should go task equals actually that doesn't make any sense. Sorry, I was just thinking I should add blah 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 blah. That was like, but no, that doesn't actually make any sense. Okay. So remove all of the deleted categories, and then update all of the indices. This is where we need to kind of like go through everything. So for each category remaining in category dot all categories, remaining dot category dot nope ID. Yeah, I can't actually set this. So what I need to do here is I need to add a function, a static function to category, and I'm going to go ahead and just make it. We don't need to look at all of this crazy IO hijinks. Just need to go, I don't know, like right here. Go static public void refactor. Rehooks up all category and task category indices. So what this is going to do is for int I equals 0, I is less than category dot all categories dot count plus I. Oh yeah, that's super redundant. That's cool. All categories I dot ID equals I, and for each task in I bet task also. Oh, yeah, I bet that ID is also, yeah, that's also private. Oh, category ID is not. That's fine. That's the one I need to edit. Okay, so for each task in all categories I dot tasks, task dot category ID equals I as well. Update the category ID, and then update its tasks category ID field. Okay, so then I need to come back over here to main window, and instead of whatever I was doing right here, just go category dot refactor. And that should update all of our indices of all of the category indices that hold the program together. Build, does it explode? It does not. Does it explode when I try running it? That's the question. That's the question we all want to know. So I'm going to, when this loads, there should be a category that already exists called like test bed. Guess what that was for. So let's go ahead and add a task to it. Just placeholder, whatever, that's fine. Let's just add a category called delete me. And then if we go edit delete categories, we see delete me shows up here. We also see that I've apparently utterly failed to place this up high enough, so I need to fix that. I can select that, hit delete. Aha, it's gone, and now I've got that selected. So that's cool. I'm going to just mark that in archive completed tasks. So I'll get rid of placeholder and throw it in an archive. But it looks like we've got that going, so that's cool. I'm pretty confident in it working. I just need to figure out what's wrong with my resize code. Top. Oh, yeah, I also needed delete button dot. Whoop, that's not delete button at all. Right. There. Let's see if that fixes it. We should just still have test bed, which is fine. That's what we want. Excuse me. Test bed is hunky-dory with me. At this point, we're actually most of what we have left with this program. Yep, there's test bed, which is cool. Delete categories. I can delete test bed, and my delete, as you can see, is in a good spot now instead of in a terrible one. So the main thing left to do with this, we have scheduled view working. Category view is basically working. We just need to update it when we add task modules. There's not a whole lot we need to do to settings or delete categories or any of this business. The main thing we have left that's coming to mind, besides potentially some like small quality of life stuff as I work with the program, is the search tab and more task modules. So what I think would be a good idea, because I kind of want to just like get search up and running as well, is to do the thing that I just said, which is get search up and running. So just right before I do that, because I just remembered that I have a tendency to forget things, I'm going to add update delete delete category form icon. Just because I know that I may have forgotten to update some forms at one point in time. Okay, so this is where I want it. This I'm going to just leave hanging around for the moment. Category, I don't need to open it anymore again. Category view control, I don't need to open it anymore. Looked like that got updated properly. Again, it's like I'll just need to use it, and if I run into problems, I'll fix them, sort of thing. Task module, task edit form, these things I need to add stuff to. Main window. I don't think I need to add anything to. So what I want to do now, because I have a few minutes left, is this doesn't need to be open, but this does. Yay, we're going to look at this guy. So the fundamental question that we need to ask ourselves here is, why is my lip itchy? No, it's actually, how do I want to set this up? My thought in general is that I'm going to use another panel, another split view, and have search parameters over here and search results over here. And that seems to me to be the most reasonable. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up. Okay, as soon as I find the split container, boom. Okay, we'll just call this splitter, because that's usually what I like to call them. Doc fill by default is good. I do not need a fixed panel. Can I rename this to like splitter panel 1? Like, I don't know that I can. It's just like super awkward of a name is what I'm getting at. I might be able to if I go into the auto-generated code, but it'd probably reset things, and that wouldn't be fun. Okay, the other thing that I want to do is I want to do a not border style. This is the thing, fixed 3D, because that's what I prefer. Now there's a couple of things that I'm taking into consideration here. So I'm going to actually make 2 user controls. One that I'm going to call search parameters, and the other that I'm going to call search results. Okay, so search parameters. Okay, so over here, select this panel 1, auto scroll to true, and panel 2, let's see, auto scroll to true. Okay, I'm turning auto scroll on because what my intention is here, I need to build, is I'm going to take my search parameters over here and my search results over here. And this, I'm going to go ahead and just call search parameters. And I'm going to go ahead and put this at my customary 0, 0, 0. But the height of this thing is going to remain constant, just however big it needs to be. So that means I might need to like reset it or something. Where's this guy? Here's this guy. I'm going to call this search results. And this might not need a... This might be the thing that I give the scroll bar to. I'm not sure. I could make this just really big. Actually, yeah, okay, let's just turn the auto scroll for this. Select splitter, panel 2, scroll bar, where are you? Auto scroll, turn that off. And take this guy and just dock it like so. Okay. Okay, so search results is, I'm going to just kind of enlarge it for the moment. I'm going to turn its auto scroll on and its back color to control dark. Okay, so we're going to need one more user control. user control. And I'm going to call this a search result, not to be confused with search results. This is going to have our information about our search results. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a border style of fixed single, because that's what I like. And now what we need to do for this is we need to kind of determine what information we want to show up in our search results. So what I'm kind of thinking is that I'm going to want probably a label. Actually, I'm just thinking through, because the search results, right? What actually makes a lot of sense right here is to put a flow layout panel into this and just flower. I just call that flower instead of, because flower is not a thing. And then left to right is fine, unless I feel it isn't. And auto size, I don't think it's needed. Let's give it an auto scroll and let's dock this. Cool. This might not need auto scroll. So what my intention is going to be is this guy is basically going to house two things, which is info and a link label for the name. And we're going to just go ahead and make this blue as well. 00255. Okay. Num. Because I feel like it. Haha. So the thing that's important here is both of these are going to be like auto size. Okay, apparently that just really wants to like hang out over there, so that's cool. I'm going to bump this down slightly. So the idea is I'm going to set the size of this search result. So task, owning task, task owner. I'm going to just do sort of a familiar thing here. And then owning task. Okay. And then naturally this needs to become, everybody say it together, indexer, no. Interface, no. Internal. You can see how easily IntelliSense can screw you up if you're not sure where it's going. That's our lesson. So what we need right here is name equals owning task dot name, and then dot text, and then info is just going to need to be like, what information am I presenting about this? So I think that there's a few pieces of information that is actually useful. So we don't need to know the ID, but we do need to know creation date. So let's just go string info equals creation date. Actually, let's go ahead and put category first. Dot no. owner dot category ID dot as category dot toString plus environment dot newline info plus equals creation date plus owner dot creation date dot toString plus environment dot newline. Good old environment dot newline. The reason, by the way, if anybody doesn't know why you use environment.newline, is because depending upon your environment, there are a couple of different ways that you can make a new line. The most common was with something called like /n or /r/n. So this is a new line character. This is a carriage return new line. A lot of Windows stuff, like Notepad, uses this. Many programs support this or this. Some will like support only. Like I said, on Windows, you're more likely to find only this supported and not this, where you need both the carriage return and the new line to actually create a new line. Whereas just new line by itself won't work for whatever ludicrous reason. Some programs you will read either as a new line, and some will read both as a new line, or will read both carriage return and new line as a new line. So this would be like a double new line, and this would be a single. So they're interchangeable as opposed to like a double character. So environment.newline will give you whatever is appropriate to this current environment, which most of the time is going to be /r/n for the carriage return new line, but it's just a good idea to do this sort of thing, and it exists as a concept in C++ as well with the standard out stuff. Anyway, there's going to be more info that we need to add onto this, but you get the idea of where this is going to go. Once I've added all the info, I go info.text equals info, and then basically client size equals new size, and then this is going to be math.max of name.write, info.write, and then the height is going to be info.bottom. And that's going to set the client size for this thing. And then the only other thing that I need to do, of course, is to have name dot link clicked, and that is going to do program dot select task owner. There we go. So this is going to need to add some more additional info, but looking at the time on this video, I'm going to go ahead and call it here, and we're going to continue setting up search results next time. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.